Typically, when you hear potatoes, bacon, cheese, and eggs, you think of a warm, savory breakfast, but I'm turning these ingredients into a delicious, cold potato salad. Let's start with the bacon, and my favorite is using uncured bacon as the healthiest option. Now you could cook the bacon in a fry pan over the stove, or in the oven on a baking sheet, or my favorite method is doing it in my air fryer. All you have to do is take your bacon strips and then lay them down inside your basket side by side. And I went ahead and cut these in half just to make them a little bit easier to work with. And then you simply put your basket into your air fryer, and then you'll want to set it for 350 degrees. And be careful not to set it at a higher temperature because it could start to smoke and burn inside your air fryer. And the typical time is 8 minutes. But since my bacon strips were a thicker cut and I like to have my bacon on the crispier side for my salads, I'm gonna go ahead and set it for 9 minutes. Now, if you'd like to cook your bacon in the oven, you can preheat it to 375. And then on a baking sheet, just spread out a piece of parchment paper, lay your bacon strips side by side, and then just bake them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. But you'll definitely want to keep an eye on them to make sure they don't burn. Well, the timer just went off for 8 minutes, so we'll go ahead and take a look at our bacon. Ooh, that looks really good, but it's still just a little bit soft. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in for an additional 2 minutes, just so it's nice and crispy, and then we'll break apart easily to go into the salad. Okay, our bacon is ready. Ooh, that looks fantastic. So that's a total of 11 minutes for our thick cut bacon. So now we're just gonna line a plate with some paper towel, and then we'll go ahead and carefully remove our bacon strips onto our paper towel. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. I love using the baby red potatoes for this salad because they have the highest nutritional value and the lowest starch level, and I just think they're really tasty. So I like to buy just the little baby or petite potatoes that are those cute little bags of potatoes that you see at the grocery store. One bag is about 1.5 pounds, and I'm gonna go ahead and just use half of a bag, which is about 12 potatoes, or about 12 to 13 ounces. And then to cook your potatoes, I find it works best to just boil them. So you would just dump your potatoes into a saucepan, cover them with some water, about an extra inch of water, and then cover it with a lid, put it on the stove to high heat, and as soon as it starts to boil, remove the lid, turn the heat to medium, and then let them boil for 10 minutes. And then you'll want to drain them and allow them to cool. I have a dozen potatoes here that I cooked earlier and then allowed to cool in the fridge. Now when it comes to hard-boiled eggs, this little spaceship looking contraption is definitely my preferred method. I've been using this for several years now, and I always get perfectly boiled eggs. But of course you could boil your eggs on the stove, put them into a boiling pot of water, and boil them for about 10 minutes. To slice the potatoes and eggs, you could definitely do it by hand with a knife, or you can use an egg slicer. This little thing is actually quite cool, and it makes uniform little slices, and they go really quick. So all you do is take one of your potatoes, put it into the little bowl, and then push down on the slicer. Now what's really cool is that it instantly peels your red potatoes. So you can see how it pulled off the potato peels, and then by hand you can just pull off any extras. I like to have my potatoes cut up pretty small in my salad so that they really soak up all of their flavors. So I will go ahead and just cut them in half again before putting them into my bowl. And I don't mind that there's still a few of the peels remaining. And now we can move on to slicing our eggs. And same thing, you're just gonna simply drop your egg down into the little bowl, slice it down, and then carefully lift up on your egg, turn it 90 degrees, slice down, and then you get these really fun narrow cuts of egg. Now what I like to do is take my knife and go ahead and just cut it in half while it's in my hand, and then that makes some really nice smaller pieces of egg. And then we'll just drop that right into the salad. Now when it comes to cheese, you could of course use your favorite flavor. I like to use a medium or a sharp cheddar cheese. Now you could absolutely just shred about 1/4 cup of cheese and put that into your salad, but I think it's really fun and cute to make these little tiny cheese cubes and then put them in the salad. So we'll go ahead and add 1/3 cup of cheese. And now we've made it to our bacon. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put these strips onto my cutting board and then slice them into some nice little bite-sized squares. I'll go ahead and chop my last piece of bacon, but then just keep that on the side so that I can garnish the salad at the end. What really makes this ranch salad quick and easy is using a pre-made ranch salad dressing. You could use your favorite dressing, but I really like using my healthy homemade ranch dressing. I included a link to the recipe and a video showing how to make it in the video description below. So we're gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of ranch salad dressing to our salad, because those eggs and potatoes are gonna really soak it up. And then we can go ahead and just stir all of it together. Now there's salt in the salad dressing as well as our bacon that is naturally salty, but those potatoes really like to have a lot of salt to be able to help their flavor come out. So now is a really good time, as if you need an excuse, to go ahead and sample your salad and test the salt level. That tastes so good. But I think it could use a little bit more salt. So I'm just gonna take a few pinches and sprinkle that around and then go ahead and give it a stir. And then I'll just have to test it again. That's perfect. Adding an extra 1/4 teaspoon, even 1/2 teaspoon of salt is just right. Well, that is a gorgeous bacon cheddar potato salad that I'd be excited to take to any social gathering. And that's gonna be emotionally satisfying because you're eating this classic salad with bacon and cheese and eggs. But then it's also going to be physically satisfying with these whole clean ingredients that we used. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen, and I included a link to the full recipe, and it's in the video description below. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know any bacon lovers that would love to have a potato salad recipe, please share this video with them. And I can't wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen next time.